In the past, I made a series on crafting and I explained to you how to craft, but that series was geared more towards beginners. Whereas in this video, I wanted to give you something extra. I'm pretty sure many of you already know about this, and at the same time, most of you will probably never use this type of crafting ever, simply because it's used in very expensive crafts. We are talking about crafts that are worth 200, 300 divines, maybe even a couple of mirrors. There are two things that I wanted to discuss in this video, two methods. And the first method that I'm going to show you, it's going to be using the expensive fossils. So let's just pretend we are going to craft a helmet for Righteous Fire. When you look here, you don't see the delve modifiers that give +1 strength, +1 dexterity, +1 intelligence. You can scroll all the way down here and you just simply don't see them. So this is a bit misleading. I think they should be included by default, but they're not. And you can see some delve modifiers, but these are drop only. These are drop only modifiers, and we are going to discuss them later. The moment you go to Craft of Exile and select fossils, you will see that a new window appears right here. And this shows +1 dexterity, +1 intelligence strength, and has one abyssal socket. The way you get +1 dexterity or strength or intelligence is going to be by using faceted fossils. These are usually the most expensive fossils and go for about 100 chaos. Then there's going to be the hollows fossil, which gives you an abyssal socket. But there's a third expensive fossil, which is going to be glyphic fossil. This one has a corrupt essence modifier. And this is important because when you go to the emulator, let's just pretend we are going to make a helmet for Righteous Fire. Like this. It's very important that you remember this. You cannot use meta modifiers with essences or fossils. The moment I put here suffixes cannot be changed, the tab of fossils and essences is grayed out because you cannot use them. But if you use PoE Ninja to look on people's items, or you look at the trade, or you look at the mirror shop on TFT, you'll see that there are a few items that have both these modifiers and some of the essence modifiers. And the way you do that, and also they're not fractured. And the way you do that is going to be by using, let's remove suffixes can be changed, by using this faceted fossil together with glyphic fossil. Now, hollow fossil, I think everybody understands. The moment you use a hollow fossil, it will give you an abyssal socket. But in general, you're going to use faceted and glyphic. This will give you one of the four corrupted essences mods, which is going to be essence of horror. This is going to be essence of insanity, I guess. This is hysteria, and this one right here is going to be delirium. So it's only going to give you one of these four modifiers. It's not going to give you all of the essence mods. So you're limited in that regard. But still, those are usually the most important essences that you want to use anyway. So when you're spamming this combination, there's a high chance that you will receive +1 intelligence or strength, for example, together with socketed gems deal 30% more elemental damage. So this is 1 in 4. And let's just spam a few until we hit. So look at this. This helmet, probably you can sell it for like 200 divines because it has +1 strength. Now, Righteous Fire is an intelligence gem, but you're going to link empower with it, and this will also level up your empower, so it will be another +1. So just by spamming a few of these essences, you can create a helmet like this, and I mean, not 200 divines, but I guess you can sell it for 100 divines. But keep in mind, each try it's going to be very expensive, probably 20, probably 1 to 2 divines per try, maybe a bit less, I don't know. I don't know the prices because I barely play PoE lately. But in general, these are very expensive fossils. And this is how you craft these items. Now, let's go on to talk about the second method. Again, this is usually used for mirror items, or if you want to craft a base that then is going to be used for mirror items. So when you look at these modifiers, like right here, these are drop only modifiers. You cannot obtain them with a fossil. They only drop. Now you will see that by using glyphic fossil you can get +2 aura on some items, but that is because that is an essence mod. But this is different. This is a modifier that it's a delve only drop. So you would buy the item from the trade website. So let's just say that probably I want to remove the influence. But I'm not sure how to do it right now. Maybe restart. Let's create a ring, for example, because this is usually used on rings. So let's just say that I have a ring with the delve modifier of I don't know, probably frostbite or elemental weakness or vulnerability. Let's just say that I have frostbite on hit, and when I buy it, my item would probably have a few modifiers like this. What you would want to do would be to use Orb of Annulment until your items no longer has suffixes and has at least one empty prefix. At this point, what you would do, you would take the item and use a synthesize at harvest, at harvest horticrafting. When you are using a synthesize, it's going to give you between 1 to 3 implicits. This is important because if it gives you only 1 implicit or 2 synthesized implicits, that means you cannot add the third or the second or the third implicit. So you would have this item, at least 1 empty prefix, and no other suffix apart from the curse enemies with frostbite, or maybe you are going to look for another modifier. I'm just giving an example. This is mostly how it's used. And you would just gamble at harvest until you hit a ring like this that is synthesized and has 3 implicits. Now I cannot synthesize it here, or maybe I can and I'm not aware of, but in general you would have bases like this, you synthesize them, and the moment you hit 3 implicits, even if they are bad, you only need 3 implicits. What you would do, you would go to the crafting bench and craft suffixes cannot be changed, like this, and you would scour them. So now you'd have an item that is blue. The reason why you need an item that is blue is because now your item can have an imprint on it. The moment you can add an imprint to it, you can the person who is buying it, or if you're crafting it yourself, you can now reroll the suffixes. You can not the suffixes, excuse me. You can reroll the implicit with Vivid Vulture. Once again, this is for very, very expensive builds, for very, very expensive items, usually mirror tier items. But I thought I'd mention it, even though I'm sure most of you will never use it. And then what you could do to craft this even further, you can use the meta mods. For example, suffixes cannot be changed. You make an implicit of this. You can craft, where is it? Prefixes, you can craft suffixes cannot be changed. You make an imprint of this with the item that looks like this, and let's just assume you already have the very good three implicits, and you would make an imprint of your item looking like this, and then you would go reforge at harvest, and reforge, I don't know, you reforge speed, whatever you want to craft. I'm not going to show. Maybe you want reforge chaos, or so you would regal and reforge chaos like this. I mean, and the moment you reforge chaos, you keep your curse enemies with frostbite on hit, and if you don't hit whatever you like, you take it back with the imprint to look like this. Once again, regal and reforge chaos, or reforge speed, crit, I don't know, whatever you reforge.